Spider Man, Spider Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider Man.
Today, we're talking about
the Spider-Man Homecoming trailer.
Today, we are talking about Spider-Man Homecoming, and which is released on July 7th.
2017.
That gives us something to look forward to.
A couple more months, people.
That's right. That's right. And which is directed by John Watts.
The guy that did Cop Car?
Yes, that is correct. That is correct.
With Senor Kevin Bacon.
Yes, Kevin Bacon was in that. I had personally never heard of this, but I'm sure some of you might have seen this or heard about it. And also in the trailer, we see his friend, Spider-Man, Peter Parker's friend, Ned Leeds.
Well, we don't know if it's Ned Leeds.
Well, I mean, in the IMDb, his character name is Ned Leeds.
Oh, is it? Because in the trailer, he just calls him Ned.
Right, but I mean, if you look it up on IMDb, which I mean, most of the time they're correct.
Yeah.
And if they're not correct, they'll correct themselves.
Yeah, that's true. But Ned Leeds is an interesting character.
Is he?
Yes. He later becomes Hobgoblin.
I don't know if they're gonna go that direction in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It'd be really cool if
It'd be interesting if it did.
Because it'd be an interesting way to see how they made him switch from side to side.
Right. Right.
Because in the comics, he also works at the Daily Bugle with Peter.
Yeah. Which right now he's still in high school, so
Right.
I don't think that's going to be anything that they're going to explore. At least not in this particular movie. Maybe in the future installments.
Right. But that's something to keep our eye out
Right.
for.
Right. And in this, we discover damage control. Which I'm going to let Nick explain what exactly that means in the comics.
So damage control are these group of people, and their job is that after all these great superhero battles, they go and clean up the mess. Hence the name damage control.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's not a surprise.
Yeah.
It's pretty out there in the open, and in the movie, they're going a little bit different way.
Right.
Because they're still cleaning up after the damage, and I believe they reference the New York attack. So this must be somewhat after the first Avenger movie. Don't know how long yet or where at in the timeline, but somewhere after there. It has to be past Civil War.
Yeah.
Because he already showed up. So I don't know where it falls in the timeline though, but it doesn't matter. We'll find out.
Well,
later.
in the trailer, his friend Ned discovers he's Spider-Man because his friend Ned is in his room, and Peter comes crawling in, and Spider-Man's like, "Oh, you're Spider-Man from YouTube." Anyways, and Ned asks him if he's part of the Avengers, and he says, "Yeah, kinda." So I assume that means that this takes place after Civil War.
Yeah, but I'm talking about how long though,
Oh, the timeline of how I imagine not too long after. I would say probably less than a year.
maybe. But anyway, in the movie, it's damage control is a group set up by Tony Stark to clean up after the New York attack.
Right.
And what damage control does is they take a lot of the stuff that they clean up after, a lot of the robots or whatever, and they make their own suits. I think that's at least the way they're going in the movie, because that's the way that seems.
Yeah.
Because we see the Vulture, which is Michael Keaton.
Right.
Who's the other one?
Shocker. Yeah, we also have the Shocker, and we have the Tinkerer.
Yes, also known as the Terrible Tinkerer.
Correct. Which they are played. We already mentioned the Vulture is played by Michael Keaton, but the Shocker is played by Bokeem Woodbine, and
I don't know who that is.
I don't either, but yeah. And then the other one, Tinkerer, is played by Michael Chernus.
Never heard of him either.
I don't know. But, I mean, they got Michael Keaton, so...
Yeah,
I
I mean, 1 out of 3 ain't bad.
That's right. But also in this trailer, we see what appears to be a Scarlet Spider Man from the comics.
The Scarlet Spider Man suit.
That's right. So that's a cool little Easter egg there. I don't know if it's just something for the comic book nerd to be like, oh, that's it. Or, I mean...
Well, nothing in the MCU ever happens for no reason.
Right.
So it's probably leading up to something. And while we're talking about his suit, one thing that I found really cool was the button that he would press and it would suction to him.
Right.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
And then, when Ned tries it on, Ned's like, I want to try it on.
Yeah.
And, I was like, Ned, you're going to make us all look bad. You're about to bust through this suit, and Tony and Peter's going to be pretty mad.
Right.
But no, he's like, and it suctions right to him, and I was like, that is awesome. I was like, that
it makes it where anybody of any size or whatever can fit into it.
There's still hope for me, children.
I mean, the suit can do so much, but I mean, can't perform miracles.
I hate you.
But what I got out of this trailer, this may be speculation, but it seems to me like Tony Stark is like a father figure to Peter.
Yes, I definitely see that.
If you know anything about Spider-Man, which most people do, he's one that a lot of people really adore. You would know that he grew up without parents. So he was raised by his Aunt May and Uncle Ben. And so he didn't really have a father figure. And also his Uncle Ben passes away in the comics, in the movies. I don't know if we're going to see Uncle Ben pass away, or it might just be something that's mentioned or whatever. But in this trailer, it just seems like Tony is like a father figure. Because there's a quote where Peter Parker says that Tony tells Peter that he doesn't need a suit. And he said, I have to have my suit. He says, I'm nothing without my suit.
Right.
And then Tony says to him that if you're nothing without your suit, then you shouldn't have it.
Which is very powerful.
Yes.
And it's so true.
It's very true. I mean, you can apply that anywhere in life. Really, it's a very good quote.
But going back to Uncle Ben.
Right.
I hope that there's Uncle Ben scene. Because, as a kid growing up with the Tobey Maguire ones.
Yeah.
And, Uncle Ben dying, and he utters that, famous last sentence, Peter, with a great power comes great responsibility.
Right.
That's, one of my all-time favorite quotes.
Yeah.
Remember when it was cool to put quotes on Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
That's actually one of my quotes.
Yeah. But here's my opinion on that, is that in all the Batman movies and Spider-Man movies, there's always, you see Uncle Ben passed away, or in Batman movies you always see the scene of Batman's parents pass away, and it's just, if you see movies or read comics, you know it's going to happen. So, I mean, it's a little overplayed to see it in every single iteration,
Yeah, but, for me personally, I would like to see it.
Yeah.
Because, I forget which one it was, but the one that didn't have Uncle Ben, I was mad. I was like, they should have had Uncle Ben! You can't have a Spider-Man movie without Uncle Ben!
The Amazing Spider-Man movies is what you're talking about.
Which, no Uncle Ben, we riot.
So, also, there's two pretty well-known actors in the movie that are not confirmed what the roles are yet.
Oh yeah? Who's that?
And that's Logan Marshall Green, which I know him from Prometheus, and he's been in some other movies too. And Donald Glover, which you would know him from Community. And
Childish Gambino?
Yeah, Childish Gambino. He's in this movie, but it's an unconfirmed role at this point. I mean, it's confirmed he's in it, but his role is not confirmed yet. So it'd be interesting to see what that role just is.
Ooh. It's getting good, people.
Yes.
It's getting good.
So
they're actually getting some good talent.
Yeah. let's talk about what we think our predictions for post-credit scenes.
I think that we will get a Thor post-credit scene.
I think so too.
Um,
Because Thor is the next Marvel movie coming out.
Right.
So I would imagine that they would have some sort of post-credit scene to discuss.
right, especially since it's coming up in what, August,
No,
November?
yeah, November.
November. I think this may be a long shot, but I think we could get a somewhat teaser for the next Avenger movie.
I don't see that happening in this movie. I think it's a little too early for that. But that might appear in Thor Ragnarok.
Maybe, but I think they may give us just a little bit of a morsel,
They might.
just to keep us like interested, and then drop a full
Right.
like thing at Thor Ragnarok. A full,
It's possible.
I'm not
Because-
saying trailer, but like a full clip.
I mean, they teased Thanos in the first Avengers movie. Like,
Right.
fine, I'll do it myself. And then it took like 5 years or something for or whatever for that to actually pay off in the end, and I actually see Thanos and all that. So,
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's
possible.
I mean, it's gonna be interesting watching this video back after actually watching the movie,
Yeah.
and then seeing, oh, we were right.
We'll have
we
to
were
do
wrong.
we'll have to do a review after
Right.
it's over.
And I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will. So that's all we have for right now, and I'm sure when the next trailer pops out, we might discuss it too. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And if you have any recommendations on what we should cover next, put them down in the comment box.
See y'all later.